recording, so I already got the cards out. We're just going to jump right into it, okay? So this is just going to be an energy check of what you have going on. And it looks like a lot of good stuff. And if you're not there yet, I feel like this is right around the corner, okay? We have graduation day, leveling up, okay? You hit some kind of milestone, lessons learned, acquired wisdom. Maybe it was a very hard lesson, okay? Or just a time where you had a lot to overcome. We have the cleanse, detox, ridding negativity, purification. I'm just gonna go over the cards really quick so you know what's on the board. Long haul, in it to win it, long-term intentions and invested. And then we have a lucky break. A lot of green energy here. I love it. We also have sipping, nosy, spreading rumors and gossiping, lift off. And then we also have swept up, head over heels, falling in love, intense emotions, fuego, cuffing season, single, ready to mingle, ready for a relationship, on the hunt, wine and dine, courtship, consistently dating, romance and passion, and then my boo. Okay. Official status, exclusive relationship, seeing each other openly. So for some of you, I feel like you're hitting some kind of milestone here, and there's a lot of chatter, a lot of talk. There could be a lot of gossip about this milestone. You're hitting something like a milestone, or it's just been a long journey and you're on the upswing and people are noticing. You're glowing from the inside out. Your appearance could have changed even. Maybe you're posting more on social media. For those of you that aren't dating anybody seriously right now, but you are dating, I see you getting into a relationship or finding someone that I heard that you feel safe with. One that came through really strongly. Lift off, fast action, progression forward. The wait is over, yeah. And people are talking about it. There's a lot of talk about it, okay? This is something you have been anticipating for quite some time, and you've had to like really put in a lot of work there to get here. So you just hit some kind of milestone, or you're about to, and it's been a long time since you've had change. Maybe it even got you down because you were going through a lot of challenges. Sorry about the glare. Yeah, maybe you even felt stuck, okay? In between worlds. Is it ever going to end? You needed to take a time out to reset, get clear on what you want, take action towards that. And it hasn't been easy, okay? It has not been easy. Nosy, spreading rumors, gossiping. What is this? Now, I don't ever like to focus on gossip because it's very low vibrational. I feel like, yeah, these are people that you put distance and you walked away from. Yeah, you left behind. I'm getting, though, there is some good gossip. Like, so, yeah, so-and-so is doing really well. Like, there are people that are celebrating you. It's not all bad. What is this? Sipping, nosy, spreading rumors, gossiping. Some of them, what are they saying on a positive note? Because who cares? People are going to talk, right? People are going to talk smack no matter what. Let's focus on the good things. Let's keep amping you up here. Keep your vibration high. I feel like there's going to be a lot of gossip about this who you're whining and dining, who your new boo is. And you're not even going to care. Fuego, chemistry, intense passion. Things are heating up. Yeah. You're at a better place too. You're definitely at a better place energetically. Lucky break, good fortune. Things are falling into place. Look at this. Lucky break, lift off. It's finally happening. And it's not just a little trickle in of, you know, something good happening and then something bad just completely turning you on your head. And you're like, oh, there's an energy here where I feel like you guys have been through it and you've tried to remain positive. There's a big shift within yourself, because it has been a long time since you had things go well for you and then stay well for you, right? Yeah, look at this. Level up the Hierophant. Yes. 7 of Swords. There could have been... You could have even had self-doubt was an issue. Knight of Wands. But you took it head on here. Knight of Wands. Knight of Pentacles. You could have a choice. Oh, now we're getting the tea. If you are dating right now, yeah, you don't even see it. You could have two people that are interested. Like I said, this is for singles. Sorry if you can hear Riley snoring in the background. We had a nice 2-mile walk this morning to do some errands, so he smoked. You could have a choice between two people. Knight of Wands, Knight of Pentacles, 2 of Wands. Maybe there's two people that want to wine, dine you and boo you up. One is the Knight of Wands is here for a good time, not a long time. They might want to be a little bit flashy with you or just come in that way, you know, trying to woo you. And then Knight of Pentacles is a little bit more... I heard respectful. Okay, they're gonna put in the work. They might even move slower, you know, to move forward. But these are two new people, 2 of Wands, and this is something I think you're gonna have to make a choice. There's gonna be a lot of people that want your attention. Okay, yeah. There's something here too with this Knight of Wands. This could be the energy that you changed into. You could have, instead of trying to I'm just getting a lot of tension in my head. So you could have been really in your head about, yeah, moving forward. Yeah, look at this. That's slack mindset I was talking about. Just focusing on things that nothing ever goes right for me. I don't have any money. I don't have this. I don't have that. That could have been part of your transformation. There's something here that you took action on. And that's what... Yeah, they're showing me like a card that it has like a unicorn. It's kind of, it's called a gateway, and it's like leaving back behind. The unicorn is a lot of mountains and like canyons and stuff, like very dry, deserty area, and it's leaping into something that is more green, more lush, and that's the gateway that you're crossing. So with this Knight of Wands energy, there's something that you've had to change or even kick up within yourself to really shift things. And you did a lot of healing inner work. The detox, ridding negativity, purification. This was something that was done at a subconscious level. You could have had to work through some kind of programming, because you can be in a positive mindset, but this had to go a whole nother layer deeper than just being positive and thinking positively. Because when you have, and there was a long haul, I feel like you had a lot of stuff happen to you, a lot, and it's understandable why you were negative, because I'm just getting like this snowball effect, okay? And it just kept getting bigger and bigger, and you're like, it was at the point where a positive mindset just wasn't doing it anymore. Like, you could be positive, but there was something at a subconscious level that you could not break through, and that's what you broke through. And it was a very long, winding road, but this is something that you're stepping into. You've gone through a lot of challenges, and because they keep pointing to the Knight of Wands as not only a possible suitor that's coming in, but this is something that you've had to take action, and it's kind of like you got yourself amped up again to charge ahead through the last, I want to say it was like that final stretch of whatever you just went through and had to clear. And it was a lot. It was a lot. Okay. And there could have been things that were still weighing you down from the past, whether it was from your childhood, whether it was from a connection, whether it was from a job loss, whether it's from all the above, you know? Yeah, ancestral patterning, things from your childhood. You know, maybe your family grew up just struggling, not having a lot of money, and there's a lot that you learned. Yeah, you ended that. Wow, I didn't expect that. I didn't even feel that at the beginning. But this is a very layered process that you had to go through. So this last, and it was a long haul. Okay, this last cleanse, detox, a lot of you were on a very big spiritual journey, but you were clearing all at the same time on this last transformation. Like I said, ancestral patterning, the way that you grew up, that subconscious programming, which probably was attached to relationships and your financial situation. And you kind of pieced all those things together, and you did something to really change your mindset. And now anything that was blocking you before isn't blocking you. And you're gonna start, yeah, look at that. The Chariot, because you moved past that shit. Okay, yes, they're telling me poorly, and that's what is the turning point. Thank you. Woo, thank you, Spirit. All right, yeah, the Chariot. Before, maybe you just weren't on the right path. Maybe you weren't on the path that you were meant to go on. You got a little bit off path and you were put back into alignment. And it had to start with your mindset. Look at that, the freaking hangman. All about enlightenment, how you were keeping yourself stuck, looking at things from a different perspective, and you released that. And then I feel like you got into this Knight of Wands energy and decided to, you know what? I'm not going to let this stuff hold me back anymore. I'm just going to go for it. Look, you had a shift in perspective, and that got that Three of Cups energy. That's what people are talking about, because like I said, your appearance could have changed because your attitude changed. You had to release a lot of things that you were holding on to, ways of being, ways of doing things, ways of living your life. You took action to move past all of those. And that's hard because a lot of y'all had a lot of stuff at the same time that you were working through. Okay. And now you're about to get a new boo. Okay. Yeah, look at that. Ace of Wands. And now you're celebrating you, you're celebrating yourself. You know why? Because you freaking feel better. Oh, I just got chills. They're telling, look at this. And then we get the freaking Ten of Pentacles after. Look at this. You could have somebody not so happy about that though. You celebrating this new life with your new boo. Look at this. Look at that. I love it. That Ten of Pentacles, building with someone, okay? Having stability, having a solid foundation, you know? And the Pentacles too, yes, they're tangible things. They represent tangible things, but this is something in your root chakra. So if you haven't had a stable home when you were a child, you're creating stability within yourself to be able to build that, right? Yeah, I love this. It's like you're popping back out. Maybe you're going out with friends. You're starting to network a little bit more. There's a sense here of being, maybe you were in solitude. Maybe you had to take a little time to yourself to kind of figure your stuff out, to realign yourself with your path that felt right for you. Because you weren't, I don't want to say that you weren't on the right path, but you got a little derailed. Okay, not anymore. Look what's happening. There's nothing holding you back now. You're creating that dream life, and this is a lucky break for you, you know, to move. Yeah, look at this. You're moving out of whatever was holding you back. You got the Ace of Swords. Yeah, there's that milestone. Wow, the Empress. This is like creating your dream life, but it's aligned with who you are now, aside from everything that you went through, because you wanted more for yourself, and you took the time to be, you know, self-aware and say, something's got to give here, because I can't, this isn't, I'm so tired of living in this cycle. I'm so tired of struggling. I'm so tired of, you know, it's because you wanted more for yourself, and you were willing to look at yourself and make changes, or just the people around you, your environment, who you were surrounding yourself with, what kind of content that you were creating, how you, maybe, you know, some of you could have got back into working out or started moving your body. You had stagnant energy, but it was very, very deep, and there was a lot of layers in here on things that you had to work through, and it's finally all have been worked on and released. Now we're always consistently working on ourselves, but this is like your golden era. Okay, you're setting your dream life up. There are things that are going to happen in your life that are going to pan out so much better because you made this transformation and you didn't give up on yourself. With this chariot, this was a major life course correction, and it was needed. Okay, I just got like, a lot of you can just freaking breathe, but yeah, it was needed. There was a lot of obstacles. I'm just getting just one thing after another, and this was stuff that literally would just knock you down over and over, like just energetically wearing, exhausting, not being able to keep afloat one way or another. A lot of you came even out of a depression. But there was a shift here with this Hangman energy, a moment of enlightenment, of seeing things from a different perspective, and then taking the time to really work through that to change your life in a major way. Look at this Wheel of Fortune, the Chariot. That's powerful. That's really powerful. And now, like I said, you're getting new boo who you're gonna grow, who you're gonna build something amazing with, okay? And with the ancestral pattern, because I'm getting, you know, maybe you, like I said, you came from a family that lived in scarcity, right? That's really hard programming to rewire, okay? You really have to try and work at it, because you just get tested, you know, a lot in working through those things, in saying, no, I'm creating my own life, and you focus on what you can be happy about and completely change your energy. Being able to rewire that subconscious programming, it is a big deal. And this is, you're hitting that, this reading is coming when you've hit that breakthrough moment, that, okay. Like I said, for some of you, it's like literally right there, and you've already hit the milestone. You feel the shift, and now it's like you've stepped into that new life of not only the new you, but something that is far better than you could ever imagine as your old self. It's pretty awesome. So, yeah. Okay, yes. This is exciting. And this person, like, and that's what's creating this new boo energy. With these two knights coming in, like I said, you could have two people that really want to pursue you. After what you've been through, I think you're going to be able to decide. You're going to be able to, I feel like you've been through enough stuff where you're like, I can tell which one is the F boy or girl and the one that is more long-term potential. Okay. Yeah. Your approach to connections is a lot different, and you're getting somebody that is ready for commitment out of one of these people, but I feel like you're going to be able to tell which one. I feel like this Knight of Wands person is going to be very flashy, very determined, but you're going to be able to feel them out. The Knight of Pentacles, they're going to take their time, and things might move a little bit slower, but I feel like you're okay with that. I think you're going to really enjoy the actual courtship, right? It's going to be very different than what you've had in the past, which could have moved quickly, or maybe you had, you know, passion quite early and moved things quite quickly. This is a different approach. It's because you're different. Anything else? Yeah, Queen of Swords. You're not dealing with any of that nonsense. Seven of Cups. I feel like you're gonna be very discerning. You're seeing past their illusion, which was what I was picking up on. So that is your reading. This is beautiful. Be proud of yourself. You made it. You made it. You're here. Things are happening. And I feel energetically, you can definitely feel like that. Just keep up the good work. Keep up your vibration. Things are really starting to fall into place. Okay? I love you guys. If you want to book a reading, all that stuff is below. Bye.